Welcome to this lesson where I'm going to explain fair value gaps, FVG. So I'm going to talk about three things in this lesson. What an imbalance is in price is, because fair value gap, it creates imbalance in the market. And I'm going to explain that and how price returns to rebalance the fair value gap. Why does price return to take out the fair value gap, the 50% mark of the fair value gap, and how traders use it as an entry. They use fair value gap as an entry zone. So I'm going to jump directly to the chart, basically, is what I'm doing. Fair value gap is dedicated on three candles. It's a three candle process. So you have three candles. You have, let me just draw it out. You have one, you have two, and you have three. Now, every candle usually has a wick. There's a wick right here, and there's a wick right here. Some candles don't have that much of a wick. So this is where the imbalance happens. So this is on a bearish trend, downtrend, right? And in this bearish trend, there was not much resistance in this area, and this is where it creates a gap. It creates a fair value gap in this area, and this area is where you usually mark out the fair value gap. And this is what the fair value gap is. There are too many sellers selling at the same time, and there is not a lot of buyers buying in this area because it's on the downtrend, right? So you can see it here in the chart that there are fair value gaps over and over and over again. And when you start seeing it, you start noticing that the market usually wants to continue down, right? But it also don't want to leave any imbalances in the market. So it wants to retest the fair value gap and then continue the bearish trend. I'm going to say it again. So the market wants to continue down, but it doesn't want to leave any imbalances in the market as empty positions, fair value gaps. So the market wants to come up to the fair value gap, take the 50% mark or take some of the fair value gap out, and then continue down. And this is where the ideal entry zones are for us as traders. We enter right here, we put our stop loss right here, and we continue the trend down, right? Let me show you how it looks like in the chart. So this is the perfect entry right here. This is the fair value gap that is being created right here. So if you're wondering what I'm using right here, this is called a GAN box. And the GAN box is created by, I'm just going to show you the settings that I'm using so you can just copy them if you like. So this is created by the 50% mark. So the blue line right here is the 50% mark of the fair value gap. Some people have it strict that the price needs to touch the 50% mark before they enter a trade. Some people has to have it between 25% and 50%, and it's as long as it gets into that area, they will enter. It's all up to you. I usually have it as long as it respects the fair value gap. It doesn't matter if it's 25% or 75%, as long as it respects the fair value gap and gives me a reaction to the direction of the trend, I'm entering the trade. So this is a perfect entry. It swept liquidity as we talked about before. There is a liquidity sweep. Liquidity sweep. It swept liquidity. It created a break of structure. There's a low right here, and there's a candle right here with the body of the candle that's closed underneath the wick. And what did the market do? We don't enter directly on this. The market created a fair value gap right here and the fair value gap right here. What did the market do? It continued up, it respected this fair value gap area, and it continued down. And this is where we want to take a trade, and this is where we want to put our stop loss, and this is where we want to mark out the winning positions, right, on the liquidities. So just not to go too quick, there's fair value gap over and over again, and I want you to just notice them, mark them out as gaps wherever you go. So when you see these gaps right here, you see there's a gap right here, right? Market respected it. There's a gap right here, right? Market respected it, and it continued to the other side. So you can see that the market respected these fair value gaps. All right, let me show you another example. This is what a fair value gap is not. This is an invalid fair value gap. You see, there's a fair value gap right here, right? But what did the body of the candle closed over the fair value gap, which makes the fair value gap invalid. Only the wick needs to be wicked inside the fair value gap as it's doing right here. You see it? The body of these candles didn't close over them. It's basically the opposite of a breakup structure. When we define a breakup structure, we define a breakup structure that the candle of the body needs to be the candle of this body needs to be closed over the wick. In a fair value gap manner, the wick is okay to spike into the fair value gap like this, spike into the fair value gap like this, and then continue. That is valid. But if the body of the candle is closed underneath the the fair value gap, then the fair value gap is not respected. Right? So this is a valid fair value gap right here. Why? Because the entire body and the wick is respecting the area of the fair value gap and didn't close over it. If this body would have closed over it, over the fair value gap, if this body would have closed over the fair value gap, it would have been invalid. But because it didn't, then it's valid. So you can see it all over. There's a fair value gap right here. You can see the market go up, respect the fair value gap, and it continue down. The market goes up in this fair value gap right here. And what does it do? It respects it. And this continues down. Okay, there's a fair value gap right here. What does the market do? The market touches the 50% mark and it continues to the other direction. So you can see it over and over and over again. And this is what a fair value gap is. There's a fair value gap right here. Is this fair value gap valid? No. Why? Because the body of this candle closed over the fair value gap. It closed over the fair value gap, which makes it invalid. Now, in these examples, it still respected the area of the fair value gap, and it continued to the other direction. But this is areas where we don't take a trade. Okay, give me another example, just a short example. So this is a small fair value gap right here. This area right here, there's a small fair value gap being created. What did the wick do? Some people put their positions right here as limit orders, right? And they wait for the market to go up, take out the fair value gap, and then continue down. You can do that as well. All right, so in this video, just doing a short recap, I went through how the imbalance of the fair value gap is created, how price usually returns most of the time to test that rebalance of the market and the fair value gap, because the market doesn't like imbalances. So the market usually comes back to the fair value gap and re-specs it and retests it and then continues to the other direction. And I also showed you an entry example of how you can take a trade from the fair value gap using the other confluences. We don't take a trade just because the one confluence happening. We don't take a trade just with a fair value gap. We use the other confluences, liquidity sweep, breakup structure, trend, and then a fair value gap reaction, because we need more confluences for it to indicate where the price or the price action is going. All right. Hope you learned something about fair value gap in this lesson, and just share a short sentence of what made fair value gap clearer to you in this lesson. One sentence is enough so you can learn actively. And as always, follow me on YouTube, sharing my perspective and videos that are not a part of this course, but a part of trading. Also on Instagram. And if you haven't done it already, join the school community. Talk to you in the next lesson. Have a good day.